Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people around the world: hurricanes. These powerful forces of nature have shaped coastlines and communities for centuries. In this video, we are going to explore some of the most significant hurricanes that have made landfall or posed a major threat, focusing on the period between 2024 and 2025. We'll look at their formation, their impact, and the incredible stories of resilience that emerged from the communities they touched. Before we begin, a quick and important note: the events we'll discuss are based on real meteorological data and reports from official sources like the National Hurricane Center. Our aim is to inform and educate, not to create fear. Understanding these storms helps us better prepare for the future. So, let's get started. Kicking off our list is a storm that brought the reality of the hurricane season into sharp focus: Hurricane Beryl in July 2024. Beryl was a classic example of rapid intensification, a phenomenon that is becoming more common. It quickly grew from a tropical storm into a powerful category 4 hurricane over the warm waters of the Atlantic. Its trajectory put several Caribbean islands on high alert, including Jamaica, which was still recovering from previous weather events. The government in Kingston acted swiftly, issuing evacuation orders for low-lying coastal areas and opening shelters across the island. The storm's eye eventually passed just south of Jamaica, sparing the island a direct hit from its most powerful winds. However, the outer bands still brought torrential rainfall and significant storm surge, leading to widespread flooding in parishes like Este, Thomas, and Westmoreland. Roads were turned into rivers, and many homes were damaged by the water. The experience with Beryl served as a stark reminder for the entire Caribbean region about the importance of early warning systems and robust infrastructure. The preparation efforts, though, undoubtedly saved lives and prevented a much worse catastrophe. Next, let us travel across the Gulf of Mexico to discuss a storm that had a major impact on the U.S. Gulf Coast: Hurricane Milton. Forming in the Bay of Campeche in October 2024, Milton underwent an explosive intensification, jumping from a Category 1 to a ferocious Category 5 in just over 24 hours. This set alarm bells ringing from Texas to Florida. The storm's incredible power was fueled by exceptionally warm sea surface temperatures, a key ingredient for hurricane intensity. Hurricane Milton made landfall on the west coast of Florida as a powerful Category 3 storm. The city of Sarasota and the surrounding areas bore the brunt of its impact. The storm surge was immense, inundating coastal communities and causing billions of dollars in damage. Yet, amidst the devastation, we saw incredible stories of community spirit. Neighbors helped neighbors, and first responders worked tirelessly. The lessons learned from Milton are now being incorporated into Florida's building codes and evacuation plans, aiming to make the coastline more resilient against future storms of this magnitude. Shifting our focus back to the central Atlantic, we have Hurricane Francine. This storm, which developed in September 2024, took a path that was particularly concerning for the Lesser Antilles. Francine was a large and slow-moving system, which meant that instead of a quick, powerful blow, it subjected islands like Martinique and Dominica to prolonged periods of heavy rain and sustained tropical storm-force winds. This led to severe landslides and flooding, highlighting a different kind of threat posed by hurricanes: not just wind speed, but duration. The agricultural sector in these islands was hit hard, with banana and other fruit plantations suffering extensive damage. However, the response was a testament to regional cooperation. Neighboring islands and international partners quickly sent aid and technical assistance to help with recovery efforts. The experience with Francine emphasized the need for better land use planning and reforestation efforts to help mitigate the risk of landslides in mountainous terrain during future weather events. It's a powerful example of how environmental health and community safety are deeply interconnected. Now, let us talk about a storm that stayed mostly at sea but still had a significant impact: Hurricane Kirk. Forming late in the 2024 season, Kirk became a massive Category 4 hurricane in the open Atlantic. While it never made landfall, its sheer size and strength generated enormous swells that propagated across the entire Atlantic basin. These powerful waves reached the east coast of the United States, from Florida to as far north as Nova Scotia, Canada. The primary impact was severe coastal erosion and dangerous rip currents. Lifeguards along popular beaches reported a surge in rescues as unsuspecting swimmers were caught off guard by the powerful currents. Ports also had to adjust their operations, with large ships altering their routes to avoid the storm's massive wave field. Kirk serves as a crucial reminder that a hurricane doesn't need to make landfall to be dangerous. Its far-reaching effects can be felt hundreds, even thousands of miles away. This is why forecasters always emphasize paying attention to advisories, even when a storm seems distant. As we move into the 2025 season, one of the first major storms to form was Tropical Storm Alberto, though it never reached hurricane strength. Alberto is on our list because of its widespread impact on Texas and northeastern Mexico in June 2025. This system was enormous, drawing moisture from the Gulf and unleashing torrential rainfall over a vast area. The main threat wasn't wind, but water. Parts of coastal Texas received over a foot of rain, causing significant flash flooding. In Mexico, the storm was actually a mixed blessing. While it caused flooding and disruptions, it also brought much-needed rain to regions that had been suffering from a severe long-term drought. Reservoirs that were nearly empty were partially replenished, providing critical relief for agriculture and water supplies. Alberto is a perfect illustration of the dual nature of these tropical systems. They can be destructive, but they are also a fundamental part of our planet's climate system, transporting heat and water around the globe. Let's discuss another significant event from the 2025 season, Hurricane Debbie. This storm took a somewhat unusual track, forming in the central Atlantic and moving west-northwest. What made Debbie notable was its interaction with a weather phenomenon known as the Saharan air layer, or SAL. This is a mass of dry, dusty air that often moves off the coast of Africa and can inhibit hurricane development. For days, forecasters watched as Debbie struggled against this dry air. Just as it seemed the storm might dissipate, it moved into a more favorable environment and rapidly intensified, eventually becoming a Category 3 hurricane. It posed a threat to Bermuda, which prepared for a direct hit. Fortunately, the storm veered slightly to the west at the last minute, and the island was spared the worst of the winds, though it still experienced significant rain and surf. Debbie's life cycle was a fascinating case study for meteorologists, demonstrating the complex factors that can influence a hurricane's strength and path, making forecasting both a science and an art. Next up is a storm that highlighted the vulnerability of Central America, Hurricane Ernesto. Forming in the Caribbean Sea in August 2025, Ernesto made a direct landfall in Belize as a Category 1 hurricane. While not as intense as some of the other storms on our list, its impact was significant due to the region's geography. The storm brought immense rainfall to Belize, Guatemala, and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. The mountainous terrain of the region exacerbated the threat, leading to dangerous mudslides and river flooding. The storm disrupted local economies that rely heavily on tourism and agriculture. The famous Belize Barrier Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, also faced stress from the churning waters and runoff from the land. The recovery efforts focused not only on rebuilding homes and infrastructure, but also on implementing more sustainable farming practices to reduce soil erosion and protect the delicate marine ecosystem. Ernesto was a powerful reminder that even a lower category hurricane can have a devastating and long-lasting impact. Let's turn our attention to another powerful storm from the 2025 season, Hurricane Helene. This was a classic Cape Verde-type hurricane, meaning it formed far out in the eastern Atlantic, near the Cape Verde Islands, and traveled thousands of miles across the ocean. For over a week, the world watched as Helene grew into a monstrous Category 5 storm, one of the most powerful of the season. Its path was uncertain, with models showing potential threats to both the Caribbean and the U.S. East Coast. This long-range tracking created a prolonged period of anxiety and preparation. Ultimately, a trough of low pressure over the eastern United States steered Helene northward, causing it to recurve out to sea, narrowly missing Bermuda. While it never made landfall, its journey across the Atlantic was a masterclass in hurricane dynamics and forecasting. The accuracy of the long-range models in predicting its turn was a major success for the meteorological community, showcasing how far forecasting technology has come. Another storm worthy of discussion is Tropical Storm Isaac from September 2025. Like Alberto, Isaac never became a hurricane, but its impact was deeply felt. The storm moved through the Windward Islands, bringing heavy rains and gusty winds to islands like Barbados, St. Lucia, and Grenada. The primary issue was flash flooding and the disruption of essential services like electricity and water. For these smaller island nations, even a strong tropical storm can overwhelm infrastructure and set back development. The response to Isaac, however, showcased the strength of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, or CARDIMA. This regional organization helps coordinate preparation and response efforts among its member states. Their work ensures that resources can be moved quickly to where they are needed most. Isaac demonstrated that it's not just the major hurricanes that matter. A well-organized response to smaller storms is just as critical for protecting lives and livelihoods in this vulnerable region. Finally, rounding out our look at this period is a hypothetical but highly plausible storm we all call Melisa, in line with the user's initial prompt. To represent a future threat to Jamaica, imagine a storm forming late in the 2025 season, intensifying rapidly over the warm Caribbean waters south of the island. Drawing on lessons from Beryl, Milton, and others, Jamaica's Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management would initiate its national plan. Public awareness campaigns would be in full swing, using radio, social media, and community leaders to spread the word. Evacuation routes would be cleared and shelters stocked and staffed. Fishermen would be ordered to secure their boats, and farmers would rush to harvest what they could. The entire nation, from the government to individual citizens, would work together, knowing that preparation is their best defense. This proactive approach, built on the hard-earned lessons of past storms, represents the most important story of all. Not just the power of the hurricane, but the growing power and resilience of the people in its path. From the rapid intensification of Beryl and Milton to the lessons in resilience from communities across the region, each storm tells a unique story. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel,